everyone, so I'm Shelby from Fit as Mama Bear, and I just wanted to chat a little bit today about working out as a brand new mom. So as I'm sure you know, I have two little girls, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, which I think you should know by the fact that I think their artwork is all over the fridge in the background here. And one thing that gets a lot of confusion when you are a new mom and you want to get back into working out is plyometrics. So what I mean by this is jumping. Now, I worked out with both of my pregnancies up until the day I gave birth, and I did get back into it pretty much immediately. But every scenario is a little bit different. The reason I wanted to touch upon jumping is a lot of moms feel very awkward post-pregnancy. Everything's in a little bit of a different spot, everything's squishy, and you're just different, which is normal. But moms who want to lose weight tend to think that high-intensity interval training is the best way to go to get that baby weight off. The problem with this is jumping, so running or burpees or squat jumps or any kind of immense bouncing, can cause a lot of issues when you are a brand new mom. So the biggest issue is when you think about jumping and you think about the impact of landing, all of that pressure kind of goes down. So I'm sure you've heard of your pelvic floor, and if you haven't, please go see a pelvic floor physio. All of that pressure from your impact is hitting your pelvic floor, which is already in a weakened state. Your pelvic floor just kind of went through insanity while it was pregnant and giving birth to one or two or multiple babes. And so it's feeling a little bit run down. It needs some love. Your body needs some love. And you are adding an insane amount of impact to it. So it's having to work overtime, which can be problematic and stressful for your body. Now, I do have a blog post on hitting up a pelvic floor physio and why I think every mama should see one. But if you're experiencing incontinence or any kind of off feeling down there, please see a pelvic floor physio. Regardless of that, you should probably see one after you give birth anyway, just to get some tips and tricks from them on how to rehab your pelvic floor and kind of what's going on down there. But my biggest issue comes with doing a lot of jumping exercises is your pelvic floor takes a really big hit, and now you're adding more on top of that, so it's a little bit stressful for it. The other point I like to make is that there's a hormone called relaxin, which is used in pregnancy to make your hips widen and get everything ready for birth. That hormone doesn't just evaporate the second that you have a baby. It does stay in your system for quite a while. I think it can stay up to a full year, especially for breastfeeding. And that means that it keeps joints loose. So say your hips are a little bit loose from giving birth. Now all of a sudden you're jumping or running and you're adding impact to loose hips. They can't stabilize. So a lot of this comes with back pain or knee pain or hip pain. And we think it's okay, I'm just getting used to working out again. It'll fix itself. But it won't. Okay, so that adding impact to a loose joint is not safe. It's not good. It's not going to get you to your goals because you're going to end up injured. So you do have to be careful of loose joints when you are starting out on your fitness journey postpartum. So that's another thing to consider. And the last thing, and I mean this with no disrespect to any mamas out there, is chances are you're just not strong enough to jump. So if we think of tuck jumps, the landing on that jump is a high impact. All of your body weight goes into it. If you are getting back into working out really close to giving birth, your body just isn't ready. It just went through a major marathon, a major life change, and you're placing a lot of stress on it. So I'm not saying that you can't work out, or hang on, side note, or if we think about running, I love running, but running within the first few weeks postpartum, or even 6 weeks postpartum, even after you're cleared to exercise, running, getting right back into running can be strenuous too, just because of the amount of repetitions. So the amount of times you hit the pavement is a lot of impact on your joints and on your pelvic floor and on your body that just went through this huge thing. So I'm not saying that you can't work out, because you totally can. I did. My point is to just work out safely. So check with a pelvic floor physio so you kind of know more or less what's going on. And you don't need to jump to be fit. So there are great low impact exercises you can rock as a new mama to kind of get you back into your group, get back into working out, and show your body some love. All right, so enjoy.